I'm T.
I'm Miles.
And I'm Josh.
And this is Cultured Thoughts. Today on the show, we have Franco Miller, FGCU Guard senior from the Freeport, Bahamas. So let's clap it up for him.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
Fellow Bahamian.
Yeah, how you feeling today?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. You said you fellow Bahamian? Anybody else Bahamian? You from the Bahamas? Where?
Yeah.
I'm
Not
not
so.
from the Bahamas. It's my people.
I got people. Like my name is Joshua Farrington. So, in Nassau.
Nassau, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so you not from here?
No, I'm from the Bahamas.
Oh,
Nassau,
okay.
Freeport. We all
I'm from
over.
Freeport, yeah. Okay.
So, what would you say the transition was like coming from the Bahamas to come into the U.S. and FGCU and everything?
I mean, the transition would be just like, any other, person coming from out of country to somewhere new. It's definitely a culture shock. But for me, it was different because I didn't come from the Bahamas straight to America. I went from the Bahamas to Canada for my senior year.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of a culture shock as well, not being used to the cold and stuff like that. But for the most part, coming to America, I've been coming since I was a kid for like tournaments and summers and stuff like that. So it wasn't really a big like transition because I had already experienced it. So it was okay.
What was like life back in the Bahamas and everything like that?
Life was fun, bro. It was fun. When you're a kid, you don't really have a lot of worries. We just get up, play basketball every day, go to school, joke around, just basically, kid stuff that we all do.
Okay.
How you feel about all that traveling since you say you came from Bahamas, Canada, and then you came over here? How do you feel about that traveling?
For me, it was just like, whatever it was pertaining to basketball, I was just like,
you gonna go for it?
Yeah, it don't really matter. I just do it. And, that's the approach I took. And I don't really, like traveling and stuff like that, it don't really bother me, for real.
So you only been to Canada, America, and the Bahamas, that's it?
No, I've been to Spain, I've been to Argentina.
Oh, so you worldwide.
Wow.
All right, my fault.
Not
Yeah.
even.
Foreign.
But,
Capital F.
I've been to a couple places.
So when it comes to traveling for basketball, you kind of just adjusted to it. You used to, getting on the planes and the buses and everything.
Yeah, pretty much. Headphones, I would think, would be the probably thing that, helps you get through it.
Yeah.
Just have your headphones on, listen to music, and just, keep it going. Be where you got to be. Being on time where you got to be, and that's it.
Yeah, I know you mentioned culture shock. So is it more so like on the diversity side or like the food side? Because, the Bahamas got some good food.
I heard y'all really be whipping it up.
Yeah,
I heard
the food was definitely one of the things that was a culture shock. I'm not used to eating fast food every day, for sure.
Yeah.
And then I had to learn how to cook for myself, too,
Yeah.
because I got tired of eating fast food. But, the food was definitely one. Interaction with people is obviously different because, we don't speak the same as Americans do, so it was hard for people to understand me. So I had to learn how to, like, talk properly and, pronounce my words so people can understand me.
Can we get a little some like Bahamian vernacular?
What you want me to say?
Some like you say to us, like
Introduce yourself.
yeah.
My name is Franco Miller from the Bahamas. Y'all know I go 242.
Okay.
Okay.
I know they say something about like Joe over there, right? Like,
Joe?
Yeah, like
I'm not sure what you mean.
I don't know. It was like you know how we say like our common Joe or something like you all would call like someone like somebody like you would just like
That's how
talking
you refer
about
to people?
yeah
What's
refer to
up,
people.
Joe? Like, my
Yeah.
Joe,
Oh,
like,
boy. You be like, I go boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like boy, but boy.
It's spelled, well, I spell it, people spell it a lot of different ways. People spell it B-E-Y, some people spell it B-U-I, but I prefer B-U-I.
Okay.
Okay.
So why did you choose FGCU? Because you've been everywhere. Spain, all them. You could have went to FSU, USF, all them big schools. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because FGCU so low key.
Yeah, originally I know
Like-
you were over at Ole Miss. So like, what after entering the transfer portal, like what influenced you to be like, okay, like FGCU maybe was cool for me?
Well, one of the major things for me was I wanted to move somewhere closer to home. And, it was between FGCU, UNC Charlotte, and BYU. So I was just like, I'm going to just choose, closer to home. And I chose Florida. I don't think it was a bad decision. I feel like it was one of the better decisions I've made. And, yeah, that's how I got
So
here.
since you been here, you with Florida? We
Yeah,
too crazy? Like
Nah,
you live
I
up to the
always,
States.
like I
how
said,
you
I have a
feel?
grandma that lives in Miami, so
Okay.
I used to come across all the time and be in Florida and be around.
So you
it.
used to-
So I'm-
you used to the
I'm used
crazy.
to the
Yeah,
I'm used to the
okay.
yeah, I'm used to it. So it's not really nothing new, but I like Florida. I like the weather. It's not, you don't get too cold because I definitely hate the cold. So yeah, it was pretty.
What was the transition like from Ole Miss to FGCU?
The transition was really big because, one, it's a lot smaller, smaller conference. we don't have football.
Right.
That's something that we don't have that Ole Miss has. But I wouldn't say it was really a big transition in terms of like the classrooms or like people around and stuff like that. Just made more so the campus and the different scenery.
What about the style of play?
The style of play was definitely something different. Well, I've had 2 coaches here, and the coach that we have now is a lot different from the coach that I've had like the past 2 years. I think we headed in the upwards direction now, and the system is really working. Everybody's bought in on the team, and we've been doing good so far. So
yeah, we
I
definitely
think it should
see
be a
that.
good year.
Yeah. And speaking on style of play, I know you played over in the Bahamas. So what's the difference, or what was a few things you noticed while playing over there and then playing over here in the States?
A couple of things that I had to learn was pace to the game. Trying to think the game more instead of just going out there and playing off instinct. That was one thing that I had to learn a lot. On the defensive end of the ball, I think being a lot more aware and a lot more, well, not a lot more, but being able to anticipate things and stuff like that is something that is not really prominent over there. We play at a very faster pace. It's a lot more sped up. I think like here it's a lot more slowed down and get into your sets and stuff like that and run when you really want to. But that would probably be the biggest difference.
Say, like, aside from basketball, like, what's your game plan? Like, stay, like, what you major in, if basketball, doesn't work out, what's your, plan B?
Well, for me and my brother, we started a clothing line 2 years ago, I want to say. 2 years ago? Yeah, probably 2 years ago, JBY Clothing. And basically,
you're going to have to collab on that.
Yeah,
we
fellow
could. Yeah, we started that, and basically just whatever. I really don't know what life is going to be like 5 to 10 years from now. I could try to map it out as much as I want to, but I just know that whatever it is that I do take on, or whatever it is that I do decide that I want to do, I'm gonna go at it full force, and wherever it takes me, it takes me.
And speaking of brands, what inspired you to start the clothing brand, you and your brother?
I don't know. It was just something that we thought of one day, actually.
Quick hustle?
Yeah, either quick hustle, and we just wanted to design our own.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just wanted to put our own faces on shirts or put our own designs on shirts. And we realized like nobody really does that in the Bahamas at all.
Yeah.
So we was like, maybe we could be like the first urban streetwear that comes from the Bahamas that, not only we can relate to, but everybody around the world can relate to, because the message is just like, just be yourself. I think like a lot of people nowadays don't really find out who they are first. They try to like copy other people instead of, finding out who you are as a person first. So I feel like the message behind the clothing line is really going to attract people to it once we really get to like fully taking it on seriously.
Okay.
So being an athlete at FGCU, what's your social life like? Is it limiting being an athlete, or?
So I don't have no social life here. Actually, we go out from time to time, but I don't. Nah, not really.
Is it because you're an athlete?
Gym, yeah. Home, gym, school.
Repeat.
'Cause we have so much to do. Like I really just came from a 2-hour photo shoot with like 6 other my teammates.
Yeah.
On top of having practice and on top of having treatment and on top of lifting weights all in one day. So. We be having long days. So when the day is over, we really just want to go home, chill, eat.
So the coaches keep y'all on like a strict schedule, like?
I wouldn't say that. Not really. They don't keep us. They don't make us do anything.
Yeah, but I'm just saying they just in case during this time.
Yeah,
I'm here.
We definitely have schedules of you got to be here,
Mm-hmm.
and then everybody just gets up and do what they got to do.
All right.
So, I know you mentioned the culture shock transferring over. Would you ever say there's been times where you felt like the outcast on campus, or you felt like damn, it's different. Like I'm not used to stuff like this.
No, not really. No, I think that's just more of a personal thing. If you feel like an outcast, I was always the type of person that could fit in anywhere. Because I'm just even keel and I don't really like bother for real. But I've never really felt like an outcast anywhere that I've been.
And how do you juggle being a student athlete? Like Miles was saying, you got such a busy schedule. Like you were saying, you don't have a social life. And it's like, I know it could be difficult sometimes making sure you own your grades, because I know as an athlete, y'all have to have a certain GPA. So, like, how do you balance being a student athlete?
It's hard, but just getting up every day and knowing what you got to do and trying your best to get it done. You know, once you get up every day and you give your best and you can say like, all right, yeah, I tried my best to get this done. I tried my best to get that done. Then you can't really, you shouldn't really trip on that.
Yeah.
You know, because we human at the end of the day. We're not gonna be perfect, but as long as you're really out there trying and no matter what, you try to get it done, then you'll be good.
Yeah.
So when y'all in the locker room, like, who gets off? How y'all like decide that? I gotta understand.
Right. What's the vibe?
Yeah, like what's the vibe before the game,
Pre-workout
home
game.
game?
I mean, it's always good vibes. Like we always in there joking. We always like playing around, laughing, trying to get hype. It's pretty much a fun environment. It's not really like more. We do be locked in when it's time to get locked in and get serious, but for the most part, we just we trying to hype each other up and give each other energy and stuff like that.
What's the like top 3 artists y'all play in the locker room that everybody boom that's gonna get everybody hyped, locked in, everybody gonna be on their A game?
Young Boy for sure.
Okay.
Sure,
I knew you
boy.
said that.
Yeah,
I knew
Young
you
Boy
said
for
say
sure.
that.
Lil Baby and
Most def.
I don't know. Probably it's a juggle for the third because we play a lot of stuff. So I would say like Kodak, G
makes
Herbo, Meek Mill. We play all that. Uzi.
And out of the ones you just mentioned, who would you say right now like got a top 3 for like you personally, like your top 3 artists?
Well, my favorite artist is G Herbo,
Okay.
personally. And to top 3, I would say that's in the rap game right now. Probably that's a tough one.
Yeah, everybody dropping hits right now.
Yeah, everybody is dropping.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go Lil Baby on top after G Herbo, and then third I'm gonna go Kodak.
Okay.
That's
valid.
valid. That's valid. That's valid. Yeah, that's valid. That's
And
valid.
he not even from Florida, so
Yeah,
that's a valid
that's
list.
valid.
That's a
That's
valid
valid.
list.
That's valid.
Yeah.
That's valid.
So since you've been everywhere worldwide, which country would you say play the basketball the best? Because since I know you probably
Or gave you the
Like,
most run for your money
yeah.
in the game.
Well, okay, different countries play different ways. So, like in Spain and Argentina and places like that, they're more like fundamental
Okay.
and more like pass, cut, screen. Here, it's more like one-on-one and being able to guard your matchup.
ISOs,
stuff like that. Yeah,
stuff like
ISOs
that.
and
Okay.
stuff like that. So, it's kind of different. But that gave me the hardest time. I'll probably say here. It's a lot more harder here. It's a lot more harder here, for sure.
understandably.
Okay. So I know you say you didn't really plan your next 5 years, but like if you were to think about it right now, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Professional athlete somewhere in
Okay.
the world, playing basketball. That's definitely something that I want to accomplish. It's been one of my goals since I was a kid, so that's something that I want to do for sure.
It's interesting you didn't say like the NBA, but you said professional. Like you are content with just playing basketball wherever on the professional level.
Right.
I respect that.
Yeah, sometimes, I feel like people get caught up in the, I want to go to the NBA, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But the reality of it is not everybody is going to, get in. Do I want to play? Of course I want to play in the NBA.
Yeah.
I've been around NBA talent. I played with and against, NBA players. So, but if that opportunity presents itself when that time comes, then we go from there.
Yeah, I saw a picture of you and Buddy Hield.
Mhm.
So like, is there a relationship there or?
Yeah, that's my guy. That's my guy, man.
Yeah.
I know him since I was a kid in the Bahamas. We both come
Okay.
from the same place.
Yeah.
So watching him play basketball in college and stuff like that is what really inspired me to want to do the same thing, and I'm here now.
Yeah. I mess with that.
Other than basketball, what other like involvements on campus or interests or hobbies do you have, and besides the branding?
Not nothing really. I'm never really on campus like that for real. Like this is probably the one time you catch me on campus around this time or anything like that. But basketball really consumes a lot of our time, so we don't really have a chance to do other things. They're not saying that people on the team don't really do other things, but most likely it's not something like strenuous or something that require a lot of attention.
What so since other than basketball, if you could play any other sport that you kind of dabbled in, but you took basketball as your main focus, what other sport would you really play?
So baseball was my first sport.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
baseball was my first sport.
I wouldn't have guessed that. I would have said
Yeah,
Right.
baseball was my first sport, and I do have a brother that plays professional baseball as a pitcher.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Right.
see?
So
What was your position?
I was when I first started, I was shortstop.
Okay.
Okay, because you was fast.
Shortstop, outfield, anywhere on the infield, really. Okay. I didn't really play first base. I catched a little bit. I was just all around.
Okay.
Just playing the game. But, if I had to choose a different sport than basketball, it'd be baseball.
They got the best contracts, really.
Yeah, they do.
Baseball
if I had known that when I was younger, then I would have stuck with baseball.
Yeah.
No, basketball got my heart, though.
Me too.
So. Since you said baseball, what's your do you have a favorite baseball player that when you was playing you were like, oh, I want to be him?
No, I don't think I did. No,
Nah, just playing for the sport.
Yeah, I was just out there playing for the sport. I just loved sports when I was younger. So I really played. I played baseball, basketball, volleyball, soccer, track. I did it all.
Do everything.
In high school, yeah. So but the one thing I didn't really get to play was football.
That's surprising.
Yeah,
that's surprising.
Football usually number one. For
yeah. But football, we don't have football in the Bahamas, so I didn't. And then in Canada, my school didn't have football either, so I didn't really get a chance to.
Yeah, you didn't
play.
Yeah.
I really wish I got the chance to play. I think I might have liked it.
Like what position do you think you would play?
Yeah.
Wide receiver, quarterback, or running back. 1 of the 3. I'm on offense though. I ain't playing no D.
Okay.
Ain't no D.
I'm on offense though.
With transitioning to FGCU from Ole Miss to FGCU as a whole, how was it getting back in that chemistry with new teammates?
I feel like now the chemistry is a lot better than it was a couple years ago. I've always had a good relationship with my teammates. I feel I've never really did anything malicious or anything like that towards my teammates. So I've always had a good relationship with them. But I feel like now, and then even with anything, as you go through stuff and you lose games or get blown out or have to go through hard practices together, that just brings people together naturally over time. So I feel like now we're even a lot more connected than we were a couple years ago.
You have any worst moment that happened playing a game, or you seen something happen to a teammate and damn, oh, I wish that wasn't me.
Getting dunked on, or
dunked on, anything
really
that 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 it hurts you, but you seen it or it happened to you.
It's just damn.
I don't know.
A damn moment.
Let me see. Let me think. No, I don't know. I haven't had any crazy moments happen to my teammates. But I've seen crazy stuff happen to other people.
Okay.
I think it was my sophomore year, Terrence Davis, who's in the NBA now. He was playing Tennessee, number 1 team in the country at the time. He comes down on a fast break and dunks on the big man, all over him, bro. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I think it made number 1 Sports Center, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But that was probably the craziest college moment I've had. The gym went crazy.
I'm only knowing that.
Crazy, bro. Crazy.
And then getting posted that on Instagram on top of that?
Instagram, Sports Center.
I know dog was sick.
Yeah, he probably was.
That's crazy. I'll deactivate after that one.
I gotta go for a little minute.
Gotta deactivate.
Yeah,
that's funny.
How do you block out the fans? I know you've probably heard some crazy stuff, just traveling and everything like that. How do you block out everything?
Pretty much just staying focused with what the team got going on and what we came into the game to do. So the fans are just there to watch. They're not really affecting the game in any way. So we're just trying to stay locked in within the group, trying to stay within the team and staying locked in during huddles and paying attention to the game as it goes on. And then the fans just disappear for real. You don't really pay it no mind. But people do be saying some crazy stuff, but
I know
you can't let it really get to you.
Yeah.
What about on social media? I know people have the trigger fingers or whatever. They get bold in the comments or something like that. How do you navigate that?
Well, the social media thing is tricky because we can't really reply or say anything crazy or anything like that. So we just taught to see it, ignore it, and move on from it. People gonna have their opinions regardless of what you do. So
did it always was that always your mindset, or when you was younger and you saw something crazy you was
When I was younger, I would definitely let it bother me. It bothered me to the point where I would get mad and want to come out and play even harder than I played last time. But now I've grown and matured and realized that it doesn't really.
Yeah.
It shouldn't really affect me.
That's a good mindset.
So back to the clothing brand. Do you think you ever would start that up again with your brother, or basketball is really that's my main focus?
We still have it up to this day. We still have the website up. You can still buy stuff and stuff like that. But we just haven't been producing a lot of templates and producing a lot of new stuff that we could put on the website and stuff like that. Because we both have been busy with the season and busy with stuff like that. So
so y'all both, you and your brother both play?
Yeah, we both play.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Now
we started together. Yeah, so once we really like log back in and start focusing on it, you know, I think like it should turn out pretty well.
Okay.
So, you know, as an athlete, I feel like every athlete has a why. What would you say is your why for like going so hard and like doing?
I mean, just, you know, proving a point to myself. One, you know, I got a family that definitely supports me and what I do. You know, so just making them proud and them showing them that, you know, I can accomplish anything that I put my mind to, regardless of what happens. You know, negative or positive. And that's probably my why. You know, that just keeps me going, trying to like, you know, accomplish my dreams and accomplish my goals that I've been set out for myself.
So far, so since you've been here in Florida, like, and since you said you've been in Miami, do you like Fort Myers over Miami, or Miami got it?
In terms of what though?
Culture.
I'll say things to do like social life.
Miami is just so fast.
Yeah.
It's fast, and you can get lost into it if you're not really used to partying or used to being around that type of environment. So for me, I like, you know, being in the crib. I like being low key. So now at least, when I was younger, I definitely wasn't like that. But now I'd rather just be at home. So Fort Myers is definitely, you know, my hiding space. You know, you just
stay low
crawl
key
in a little hole and you know, work on my game and stuff like that. So
Florida, only state you been in?
No, I've lived in Mississippi. That's it.
Mississippi,
Florida, yeah. But I've been damn near everywhere.
What's there to do in Mississippi? I never heard nothing.
Like, what's the moves? We go to Mississippi.
I ain't heard nothing about that, boy.
Food spots, the best food spot that you like, you know, anything.
And Oxford doesn't really have that many good food spots. The only good food spot in Oxford to me was Cookout.
Okay, I'd have heard of Cookout.
Yeah, Cookout is fire.
Yeah,
but that was really it. I mean, it was just like any other college town. So we lived in like a college town, so it was just the college and the people that lived around the college.
Okay,
yeah.
So similar to like
it's like something local.
Yeah,
local.
It was pretty much local. It wasn't like a city, you know.
Yeah. That's too crazy.
Was there like a diversity shock to you, like when you first came to like probably to the States compared to the Bahamas?
Oh yeah, for sure. There definitely was a diversity shock. In the Bahamas, there's a lot more minorities and stuff like that. We don't really have like a ton of white people that live in the Bahamas. We do, but it's not like a wide variety, you know. Like, and then coming here and then going to like a predominantly white school, it was just a lot different because, you know, you rarely see black people now. It's just white people. But, you know, like I said, I could fit in with any group, so it didn't really like bother me a lot. But it was just like, you know, walking around and just seeing the different faces and stuff like that was different.
Have you been in any like I know there's disagreements in the locker room, but like have you been in like any fights or like any breakouts or anything like that?
Me, no. Not like on the court. I mean, obviously there's going to be times where people butt heads and we clash, but I haven't had like a fist fight with anybody on my teammate. No, I have watched a couple, bro. I have watched a couple. Freshman year, 2 7-footers were fighting right in front of me.
7-footers.
That's the
two big 7-footers.
That's you got to get out of the way when you see stuff like that. 7
That's
feet.
something you see from my distance.
You just gonna hash it out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but get through it.
That's probably the only real fight I've seen like in practice or anything like that. But obviously people arguing, butt heads, or are close to fighting, but then nothing never really happens.
At the end of the day, y'all teammates, so y'all gotta play the game together.
Yeah. That's just like you and your brother. You and your brother gonna argue or have a heated argument and get close to it, but y'all never really gonna swing on each other.
Yeah.
So is this your last year playing, or
I have 2 more years.
2 more years? So like, what do you expect for the next 2 years? Like, where do you see yourself to grow? What are some things that you want to grow in the next 2 years of your basketball career at FGCU? Or
I mean, just keep doing what I'm doing. You know, I feel like right now I'm in a space where, you know, I'm getting better each day. Just taking it one day at a time. I feel like early on in my career, I tried to, you know, do things too quickly and just not let it come to me. And I feel like that messed me up. And so right now I'm just in a space where, you know, I take it day by day and just try to get better every day. Yeah.
So like, what's going on this season? Like, are we going far?
Yeah, I definitely think we can be real good this year. You know, we beat USC coming out of the gate. You know, that was a pretty big win.
Yeah.
We lost to San Diego, lost to Tennessee, but those games are just games that, you know, you get to find out who you really are.
Yeah,
as
learning
a team.
games.
Yeah,
building your character.
Yeah, building our character, finding out, like, you know, going forward, what it is we need to do to always play at the level that we're supposed to play at.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think we've done a good job of being locked in and being focused on the season and realizing that it's a long run and not a short run.
Okay. Who's the toughest team y'all went up against?
So far?
Yeah.
Tennessee, for sure.
Tennessee?
Yeah.
Why you say that?
1, we lost by 30.
Oh, yeah.
Which was unfortunate. And 2, it was just because their defense was just it was different. Like, we haven't been guarded like that, like, for the year. And I don't think we'll ever get guarded like that for the rest of the year going forward. And they were just, like, a lot more physical than us. We couldn't really get into our offense for real. We couldn't, get to the sets that we wanted to get to.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was a good, learning experience for us to know that, all right, if we want to be that good, we have to be able to do that against teams like that. Because if we go to the tournament or something like that, we're going to play teams like that. So we got to be ready for it.
You got to learn from it.
Yeah, moving forward, like, I know, of course, the coach probably had a debrief on his own, and, like, during, like, practices and stuff, he has his own, way he does things to make sure y'all are ready for the next game. But, like, you personally, how do you personally, like, sit back and reflect after a tough loss like that one?
I pretty much with my teammates, we sit down, we talk about it. We talk about what we could have done to be better. We talk about what we should do going forward. I think we all have, like, a desire to win. So, we accept criticism from one another to an extent. We got to get better with that. But I think we, as a collective, are, pretty much bought into what we're trying to do and going forward.
And do you have any message for any incoming freshmen or any high schoolers or anyone who's a minority coming from somewhere else who wants to play on a D1 basketball level, like something that you wish someone would have told you when you were younger?
Just be patient with yourself. I feel like a lot of people try to, like, rush it or try to, force the issue, or, like, when bad things are happening, they try to, like, fight it. Like, you just got to let, life run its course. If that's what's meant for you, it's going to happen for you one way or another, no matter how long it takes, as long as you just keep working at it, keep getting better every day, and keeping a positive attitude. That's really it.
So, y'all got anything else left?
I think we good.
All right, well, thank you for coming out on the show, giving us that time out of that busy
Of course.
schedule you just mentioned. And y'all for sure go shop his brand. It was
jbyclothing.com.
Go shop.
Yeah, come on.
Go shop.
I'm
Support.
T,
I'm Miles.
And I'm Josh.
and this is Cultured Thoughts.
Yes, sir.